going to see some houses today. Are you excited?
No.
Right now we are going to see a house in Hollywood Heights.
It's a bad time for the housing market. I haven't really been impressed with anything we've seen. It's a really bad housing year in 2020, very small supply.
Yep.
And right now is typically the worst time of the year in terms of having anything on the market. And there's still very low housing supply. People are still not feeling like they want to move out of their houses. So there's really like not a lot on the market. Like we have to go look at stuff just to start getting familiar with areas. But like, honestly, I'm not excited really about any house we're seeing today.
Yeah, the house we are seeing, we're going to be seeing in a few minutes is, I feel like it's a little overpriced.
Every house is overpriced right now. There's no supply.
Yeah, it's been on the market for a few months now. They just released it and they lowered the price too. So we'll see. The pictures look nice. We don't really know the area, and
can't say I'm impressed so far. This street is like,
it seems like it's
someone made this themselves. It doesn't seem like the city actually made this.
Okay, so the first house had amazing interior, great layout. Master suite was separated from other bedrooms, was on the second floor. It was pretty ideal, and just the style of the interior was like 100% me. I loved it. It had also pretty good price point. The neighborhood wasn't amazing. It was pretty much still in transition, and there was a stadium right next to the next to that house, so probably on the game nights it would be pretty loud and bright, so we probably wouldn't like it. It was pretty dark, even though it had high ceilings, huge windows. It wasn't as bright as I would like it, not to mention the yard. Well, it was very dark. And another thing is that just before we toured the house, it went under contract. So crazy. We didn't even get a chance to consider it. The second house. So the second house was in a nicer area, which was still pretty much in transition, but it was definitely nicer than the first one. But the house was very old, and the renovations they did on the house were pretty much straight up visual. They didn't really do any like deep renovations. They didn't change the drywall. They only basically changed the kitchen cabinets. I think they did renovate the bathroom, like the whole upstairs area. Like the whole upstairs area, I think it was new. It definitely felt like it was, maybe it was an attic that they converted in a master suite. Like there was a huge closet with windows, nice master bathroom, but there was no door to the master bedroom. You basically go upstairs and it would be just like an open space. So I think that house would only work for a couple that wouldn't even like have any guests over, because like you don't get any privacy. Unless you would like install doors there, but like there was not enough space for that. And the house smelled like very strongly. That definitely said a lot about the quality of the renovations. You know, when they actually like changed the insulation, when they changed the drywall, like that smell usually is gone. But when they only like change the cabinets in the kitchen and like, you know, paint the walls, and they don't do anything else, it's like you still get this not very nicely insulated house that smells, and it still needed a lot of work, even though it was pretty pricey, not only for the area but also for the basically like just in overall, like the house wasn't worth that much money. Yeah, the style they went with, I love the bathroom cabinets, the kitchen cabinets. all the hardware they picked, like it was gorgeous, but I felt like the house still needed a lot of work. And the yard was huge, but unfortunately, like, it wasn't leveled. There was a nice deck with some furniture, with a green egg, which is nice, and even a grill. But if you wanted to go explore the rest of the yard, you had to actually take a flight of stairs. And we have a small dog. I would be afraid that he would like fall running on those stairs. Like, it didn't like feel safe. I don't think that house was worth the price, especially that comps in the area were going for 300 maybe to $400,000. Yet this house was listed for over 700,000 originally. Then they lowered the price by, I think, $35,000. So still, like, not great. There was no garage. We definitely had to put more money into this house, and at that price point, it wasn't worth. And the third house, which was probably my favorite, I love the location. It was still in transition. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't like 100% perfect, but it just felt like more walkable. And the house itself, just felt like they used better materials, like more premium stuff. Like there was hardwood floors, beautiful, beautiful powder bathroom. Like, wow, I was impressed. I totally didn't expect it. It was beautiful. The layout was fine. The only thing was that it was super dark. It was even darker than the first house. Unfortunately, it was way too dark for us. Like even with the lights on, it still felt dark. So yeah, that was a bummer because like I felt like I could pull the trigger on that house. Like I was really like thinking about it, but I knew that after, you know, a few months of living in that house, I would feel like I made a mistake because having a very bright house with a lot of light is super important to me. So yeah, unfortunately, we didn't make an offer on that house, and it's already sold, of course. It's amazing. Like whenever you see a house that was listed, it's right now, it's like it's March, and these houses are going like they are sold within a few hours of being listed, which is crazy. These houses are not cheap, and I don't know. It's a crazy market. We are still seeing a lot of houses, and if you guys are interested, like I can show you more houses we toured. So if you are interested, I can put these videos together every week for you guys, just to basically give you an update on the housing market and also like show you the options that are available. But yeah, kind of bummed out that this house didn't get that much light, because it would be perfect. Like I wouldn't change anything. I like the size of it. The price, I would say, was reasonable for that area there. So yeah.
saw some stuff we liked, some stuff we didn't like. I feel like opinions were changing as we saw different places.
True.
At first you were kind of like, this house is new, I love it, done.
Yes,
and then
because like
we got to another new house and you were like, oh yeah, the neighborhood wasn't good there.
So I was basically comparing, you know, the second house to the first house. The first house was renovated nicely, but the layout didn't really make sense.
No.
And it was an older house, so it smelled like an older house. Well,
definitely.
yeah.
And the area wasn't so great.
Yeah,
like it was better part of compared to other areas.
Yes,
but then like
good and bad.
But even the second house, even though it was nice, it was actually in a worse part of the same neighborhood.
It was close, like 5 minutes away, but it was like
on a busy street.
Yeah.
In a neighborhood where it was like the only new house. All the other houses were pretty old, as our realtor put it, in transition.
Yes.
You know, that's to put it nicely. But, you know, it did have a lot of light, which was nice. And then, like, we went to see the third house. The house was actually nicer in a nicer neighborhood, but
yes,
it didn't get as much light.
It was facing north, so it was pretty dark, even though it had bigger windows. And we love the style of the house. It's 100% me. I wouldn't change anything. It's just, it was facing the wrong side. And unfortunately, it's kind of a deal breaker.
Yeah.
It was also
very small yard.
Yes.
Right next to a lot that's going to be built on, so probably another year of construction noise.
Yes.
Small yard, which wasn't a deal breaker for her, but for me, I wasn't so excited about it.
Yeah. So we didn't find anything yet.
I didn't expect us to.
Yeah, but at least we know more what we want in the house, and I personally definitely would prefer a newer build.
I'm still on the fence. That, you know, we talked to our realtors about, like, our main concern with a renovated older house is the smell and the mold and everything. And you know, talking to them about it, they said like
layout, and it's I mean, with the new construction,
I like older layouts because they're more cozy. Newer construction tends to be too open, too wide. There's a lot of reverb in the rooms bouncing off of everything. They are minimal and clean looking, which is nice, but sometimes I feel like they're made for people with huge egos and not for like sort of this, you know, they talk about the Scandinavian hygge, you know, very cozy, comfortable kind of thing. You
can make it cozy.
No.
Keep in mind,
you can't make it hygge though. It's too big to be hygge. It can't be hygge. I liked the last house that we saw, the new one. Don't get me wrong, but I'd like to see if there are any other renovated houses that maybe were cleaned up nicely where they don't smell.
Yeah, I wonder, because the first house we saw was definitely like a really nicely renovated, like you know, someone actually did it for themselves. So, you know, they didn't cut corners.
Though, man.
But yes, it did. Like, you walk in and just like, ooh, whoa. Like,
overwhelming.
Yeah, it's and it's every single old house we see. That one house that we saw had a lot of diffusers, and like you couldn't really smell it.
No,
but
it's true.
they tried to hide it. They were trying to cover it up, and yeah, it did, you know, work actually, but.
Yeah, but our realtor's saying that if you know, pull away the drywall, you know, clean out inside, you replace the...
But I would assume that those people already did it. They lived in the house.
No, why would they want to spend on that? They want to spend on the stuff that they can see, not on the stuff
well, yes, but think about us. Like, if we would be renovating a house, we'll definitely do it because, you know, it's something...
Right, but it costs more money. That's why the other people don't want to do it. They don't want to spend more money than they have to.
But if that wasn't a flip, they definitely lived in the house, so they did it for themselves. So, you know, you would assume that they would also think about that stuff.
No,
but
most people are visually driven. They're not driven by that stuff. You know, they go, oh, I like how it looks. It's like, well, let's just change how it looks. Oh, what kind of smells? How much would it be to change that? Oh, another, you know, $15,000 or $20,000 ripping up the walls and stuff and putting in new insulation.
Is it really that expensive? I don't know.
I'm guessing. I have no idea.
I should ask.
But if someone was like even another $10,000 or $15,000, you're like, that's $10,000 or $15,000 I could spend on scone. Look, we're gonna be looking for a while. Like, you know, I said at the beginning of the video, which is like we are gonna be looking for a while because the market's no good, and like I expect that it'll take a while. But you know, it gives us time to think about like what are the priorities for us with the house and everything else, which is good. I'd like to really consider those things before jumping into something.
Yeah, but I would also like to move in, you know, to our house finally. I'm not gonna be unpacking, you know that. You probably won't be unpacking either.
What do you mean?
Like, we're just gonna be living out of suitcase for the next few months if we're not gonna find anything.
Yeah, we can get some stuff from our pod though.
Well, anyhow, yeah, so that's probably first moving vlog that we're gonna be recording. We're gonna keep looking in different areas. But yeah, so if you're interested to follow our journey, don't forget to subscribe and like, and yeah, we will see you soon in the next video. Bye!